Good evening, everybody. Another episode of Poetry Corner Eastside Connection, People, Places, and Things, Part 2. I have my guest here tonight, Basim Abdul, and we have Destin up in here. My co-host couldn't be here tonight, but he's here in spirit. So much prayers to him, what he got going on. Well, we're going to proceed into this People, Places, and Things. So I'm going to go with you, Basim. How you feel about that?
It's a lot going on. Definitely with people, places, and before. I mean, it's a lot to cover.
Mm-hmm. How about we start with the people?
Where you want to start? You got Trump, you got Kanye, you got Kyrie. I mean, you got the young lady, you got Mexico. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, man.
People in the culture, man. People in the culture, our people, man. Let's talk about that. Let's cover that ground.
Okay. Well, first of all, we kind of like all over as people, you know. We tend to follow trends, in fact, opposed to actually finding out who we are, what's for us, and where we belong. You know, everybody want to tap into whatever they think is popular. We got to get away from that because that's not necessarily what's good for you. That's good for somebody else. And as long as we continue to flow and run up under other people, we'll never figure out what's for us.
True story.
Yeah, thanks. Destin, what's your delivery on that too?
I mean, it's a lot, man. It's a lot going on. A lot of us don't know who we are, man. We have an identity crisis being here in the wilderness of the United States, you know. A lot of us is out of touch from our roots. You know, thank God we got DNA now. You know, people could tap in and see like, oh, I come from this part of Africa. For a long time, we didn't know, you know. So it's like, what is our culture here? You know, we had to build our own culture here, being disconnected from our roots. So, you know, I feel like right now, it's like an awakening. The young people is, I like this generation. Besides not having no coping skills, you know, they fierce and they ready to like do things. They ready to activate on a short period of time, and I like that. You know, they going against the grain in a lot of ways that we didn't see in past generations. So, you know, I feel good about us. Long as we can start uniting, you know, and connecting, you know, that's how we strong.
Thanks. True indeed. True indeed. My aspect on that, people. Sometimes people carry a certain energy with themselves, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, but you have the personal choice whether you want to interact with that connective vibe with them or not. You know what I mean? So,
right.
You know, sometimes energy piggyback on people. You know what I mean? But still, you can always give them a jewel or a gem to exceed all that type of nonsense out there. You know what I mean? So, but the younger generation, we got to raise them up right. You know what I'm saying? Much different than us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. We came from a generation before. Some people just came from a generation. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that's the whole nut in the shell, you know.
Yeah, man. A lot of people getting their education in social media. And that's part of the problem.
Yeah,
you know?
True. Yeah, they definitely be at it with that. You know what I mean? They start losing themselves. You know what I'm saying? Start having that poser imposter syndrome.
Right.
I mean, gotta wake up.
Right. You know, so each one teach one, man, you know?
Yeah, that's the school we came from. But we gotta try to get them involved with that. You know what I mean? Resurrect that.
Yeah, I still believe in that, man. I believe that everywhere, man. Everywhere you could talk to somebody and school somebody, you know, and learn. Yeah. You know, you got to be open to getting information too. Because for me, it's not like the educational system where you like an open vessel and somebody pouring something into you. I believe it, you know, full cycle. If I'm talking to somebody, it's something they can educate me on. If I'm talking to a young person, they can educate me on technology, you know, or whatever they got going on. If I'm talking to an elder, they got experience and wisdom to share. So, you know, it's always an education when I'm talking to somebody, whether I'm receiving it or I'm giving it, you know?
Yeah. True indeed. True indeed. Basim, what do you think about places?
That's well, I think it's, you know, the generational gap. You know, a lot of our elders don't embrace our young, so they tend to shy away. If you don't, you can't get them jewels they have. Don't proceed and move forward when you ain't got the jewels.
Basim, you're freezing up a little bit. All right. Basim, hold on a second. I'm gonna let Destin go in with that while your connectivity come in place.
What
All
you
right.
say it was about places?
Yeah. So we covering people, places, and things. So we navigated around people. So we going to places.
Well, you know, I'm in sunny California, which I like to call it Mexico, you know, because I mean it really is Mexico. You know, they stole the land, drew a line and said y'all stay over there, and if you come over here, you trespassing. So, you know, but the irony is that most of the streets is all Spanish names, you know, so it's funny. Places, since I got here, I had to get used to coming from the East Coast. There is a disconnect between the Latino race and the, you know, African Americans, Black people. So that was kind of it was different from me experiencing that coming from the East Coast. You know, we grow up kind of hand in hand, and here, you know, I could see, like, even in the workplace, you know, you got Hispanics over here, you have Blacks over here, you have whites. Everybody separates. From what I've seen in my short time here, going on like 13 years. So it took a little adjustment, man. But I love the weather. You know, we tropical by nature, so I love being where the heat is at. You know,
I could dig it. Dig it.
for real. I miss the East Coast, just not in the wintertime, though.
When it's cold outside today, but it feels good though.
I don't miss that. I don't miss that brick weather, man. You know, I love this heat. It'd be 46 degrees in the morning when I get up, and I'd be like, man, it's cold, but is it really cold? Nah, it's just I'm on the West Coast now, you know.
You can keep all that heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
I wait for the season to come around.
yeah, but that's the biggest thing that I see. You know, where I say and stay in our work is just the difference is that it's a separation. You know, I don't like it, but it is what it is. You know, but hey, we strong together. We all people of color, so you know, it's annoying to see that, you know, we at odds sometimes.
Right.
You know.
True indeed. Basim?
We might still be having technical difficulties.
Yeah, true facts. All right. Well, how I look at the things, you know what I mean? Like, it all goes together as one big triangle. You know what I'm saying? People, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? You go in these places, sometimes, you know, you got to be aware of your environment. You know what I'm saying? That's where your observation skills got to come into play. You know, you have the personal choice, like I said, about interacting, engaging.
Right,
you know
right.
In these places. You know, me, myself, when I go up in a place and I just look. You know what I mean? Give greetings, and then I move about. So I just feel my way through that mist, because I call it the unknown. You know what I mean? So You don't know what's going on, what's going through somebody else's thing. But as you said, you know what I'm saying, we got to unite as one. But some people are not
Right.
involved with unification. So that's why I say you got to be aware of your surroundings. You know,
Yeah.
somebody can knock you off your square. You know what I'm saying? You might come in happy, like, yo, I'm feeling good. They, looking all miserable or whatever. But that's why I said the places, I always just walk my way through it. I mean, all right, the brother Basim is back. Good seeing you, brother.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I made it back.
All right, brother.
I had to switch some things up.
It's all good. So things, man, that's what, places, that's what we talking about right now. Places.
Places is where you at. You know, what's in the mind. You know, we global people. So wherever we go, we should make ourselves at home. You know, at a certain age, I feel it's time to stop saying I'm repping this spot or repping that spot and be where you from.
Mm.
You know, where am I?
Oh, he dropped again. That's this technology, you know what I mean? But the brother will be back though. But
For sure.
but that's how I look at it. I mean, in places too, it could be a mindset too. Where you at in that mindset? You know what I mean? So you carry yourself with goodness and righteousness, you're gonna live all day with that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Okay, brother.
You know, I feel as though wherever you travel, you should feel at home. You know, we are all the earth. You know, we inherit the earth. We the first.
Right.
So why wouldn't you feel at home? You know, we just got to get to the place where we allow each other to feel comfortable in our homes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we run around here hating on each other. We got to come together. Right. You know, how can we grow to be strong if we keep tearing each other down?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we got to come from a place, and it's not about where you coming from, where you born from. It's just where you at. Be happy, embrace it. And others around you should embrace you because you're another brother.
True facts.
Right.
I mean, sometimes even outside of our own culture, some might embrace us even harder. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's the game changer right there. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen a lot. You know what I mean? It's just like, damn, why we can't stand as one? Hating on each other, trying to I think they're just mentally not disciplined. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's by design too, though. You know, for us to be, I mean, just think about it. If we was unified, if we still like as Black people, if we own the continent of Africa, just imagine that. If us as Black people, the world would be in a better condition. You know what I mean? But when they came in and separated us and all of that, look, every other country has some stake in the continent of where we originated from, and the world is all messed up, as you can see. Like, you know, when we unified, there's more peace in the whole world. You know, that's how I feel.
True facts.
Well, definitely, we're people of peace. You know,
Yes.
and our peace was stolen. You know, and that's why you see us throughout the world, because everybody had some type of play in our demise, and through the traumas and tribulations that we went through.
Right.
Everybody played a part in it. You know, that's why you see us all across the road, because everybody benefited. Only thing, nobody treated us like America treated us. America was very brutal in their treatment of us. And a lot of us that came from America, we're still dealing with the rhetoric of that today.
Yeah.
You know, that's why some of us act in the manner that we act, because we don't know no better. It's a learned behavior.
That's true. That's true. Definitely. Well, I just want to say, click like and subscribe to the channel so you can receive those notifications every week, every day. There's a lot more shows popping off through this Poetry Corner Avenue. And I want to thank y'all for engaging tonight. You could be doing something else, but you're here with us.
Sure. Hey, anytime we can have a discussion about black people, man, it's a beautiful thing. You know, because man, this is our land, man. We built for this. We melanated. We supposed to be here. Like, you know, it's we special people. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us don't even realize that, because a lot of us get our narrative from the TV, from the media. So, you know, it's hard talking to people, talking to young people, just so they could differentiate reality and the illusions, because a lot of the stuff is illusions, you know, and a lot of young people is caught up in the illusion.
The great mirage.
Man.
I mean, but, now we're gonna go into the things. People, places, and things. That's the big thing. That's the big one right there. The things you do,
right.
things you see.
Where you want to get started at?
Right.
Hey, brother, take it where you want to take it. You know what I mean?
You know, because a lot of us have bought into this false narrative, dealing with this reality TV shows. We caught up in the so-called stars of today. I mean, we are emulating them.
Right.
Really trying to emulate them, because evidently there's really a financial gap between us and them for the most part. So therefore we can't live that life, but we struggle to live that life. And that's one of our downfalls.
Yeah.
You know, we're murdering each other, we're killing each other in the streets, trying to live this facade, not understanding a lot of them go home after the show and they not that person. You know,
right.
It's an act, it's a gimmick.
Right.
And
that's what they,
we haven't figured that out.
Yeah. And they push that. They put look at the rap music, man. Like, we used to have variations of music. Like, now we only got one kind of music. Like, it's either trap or it's you know, it's gang banging or it's trapping. Like, that's what they glamorizing, you know, and that's one. Like, huh?
You missed one. It's gang banging, it's trap music, and it's whole music.
Sex. Yeah, sex, for sure. You know, and I feel like that's the new pipeline for the young people. As you see, you know, they let all of the people that fell under the Rockefeller laws, the crack era people, they let all those people out now. So now they got to get the youth in. And so the youth, they, like I said, they can't tell the difference between reality and illusion. So they doing the stuff that they hearing through the rap. And it's all negative when you turn on the rap. I don't care what station you turn on. It's a nice beat with them talking about bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? Either us killing each other, us getting high, or us doing, you know, it's all sexual. So I think that's in a lot of ways, the music is the new pipeline for the young people to go to prison. That's just in my observation.
It's true. And some of them move around blind. You know what I mean? They blind to the different facts. They know everything, think they the sharpest knife in the drawer, but they're only walking around like a butter knife. You know what I mean?
Right. And these companies is got life insurance on these rappers. So they gonna bring them in off the street, let them do what they do. And then when they get killed, the record label is making money off of them. You know?
It's a cash job.
So, yeah. So they promoting the negativity, and then they using that to get the youth in the prison. So now you got the new slave labor with all the young people going to the pen, and it's like they run into the prison now. So,
well, you know, they're looking at it as a badge of honor, not understanding what they think, you know, prison for suckers. You know?
Right.
Like I said, you know, I worked in a prison 25 years. Prison for suckers. And I got that from guys doing 30, 40 years.
Right.
You know? They told me, look, this is for suckers. If I knew that, I would have a suit on like you. Get a check.
Right.
You know? Yeah. But we have to do something different, because right now it's just like a continuous circle going on right now. And our youth are trying to fit into an equation that's a false narrative. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So we have to find a better way, but we have to start communicating with them. And as an elder, we deal with ego and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
When our youth, they deal with we deal with pride and ego.
Yeah.
And our youth deal with feelings and emotions.
True facts.
They're very emotional. So you have to be careful of your delivery or you're going to lose them.
Right.
You got to break that cycle.
Yeah. I work with a lot of teenage gangbangers, and I always tell them, the streets don't love nobody. And I'm like, look, if you got an OG, he been in the streets, he been in jail, he been in prison, he should be burnt out. He should tell you, look, do something better with yourself, because I already tried this route and it didn't work out for me. You know what I'm saying? If your OG not telling you that, it's like your OG don't care about you. Because a older black man is not going to tell you to go do dumb stuff after he already did it and failed at it.
Right.
He's looking at it as his come up though. I got these young guys at my disposal. It's my come up. They gonna bring me this. They gonna bring me this. They gonna bring me that. So I'm good.
Yeah. Until
they case him up and they tell him, well, you ain't never coming home no more, dummy.
Right.
True facts.
Right. And they prefrontal cortex ain't even fully developed. So they making all these decisions in the moment. I work with a lot of people, a lot of ex-offenders, felons, and I ask them, like, how many minutes did it take for you to give the state all that time? And they might go from like 5 minutes where they couldn't regulate their emotions and they made a brash decision, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but it never adds up to the time that you winding up giving the state. All of that.
It never do. And that time you can't get that time back. It's just dead time.
Yeah.
Like I said, they got some gang coaches. I'm around. We talk, and it's about changing and doing something different. I mean, if you want to get to bang, you can gang bang, but you got to gang bang in a different way. What are you doing positive? When you talk about this, my hood, your hood is the worst place in the world. Nobody actually owns something in your hood once you there. So you have to create something where at least if it's going to be your hood, you got to take care of your hood. The old people, you got to make sure Miss Johnson get to the store, she get what she need. You got to make sure the ice cream truck pull up, the kids going to get some ice cream. These are the things that you're supposed to do because it's your hood. But it's not happening. You're only creating destructive. So people be glad when you go to jail. They hope you rot in jail forever because you're only creating destructive.
Right.
That's true. That's true. Well, fellas, I'm about to pop off some poetry for y'all and the audience out there. This is a piece I titled Beyond the Vibe.
Sorry about that.
That's cool. Over sounds that embody the physical, changing the frequency frequently, mentally opening channels. The beauty is special when holding an appetite, ready to nicely indulge, feeling the hunger to write. What's motion without movement? I'm doing something that's natural. No need to ask you. I'm cool straight out the Frigidaire. Appears a feeling or emotion. This is a token for a free pass flow through waves like sea bass, highlighting without the strobe flash. Hands grip a sandwich that's made from top grade. Enjoy your hoagie. I'm the dark liquor man, smoking stogies. So we adapt to lounges that fill air with many tunes. I consume what's in the room, enjoying all that loom. Grateful for gestures of kindness from like-mindedness. Took off invisible blinders that ops can't see the stature that stand on God's will. As I peel back the covers of evil within the people's sky labs waiting on heroes. Return are awesome without the cost out of pocket. Still writing on margins what's the spread. Whatever's led to accomplish a mission with no division. While I'm living or playing position, I'm happy now that I listen. If old is new from elders, my generation are settlers of granting moments between what was then. I found the new raising the stakes, creating a powerful unity. It's the beauty of grouping a crew or posse. Let's get it together. Peace.
That's powerful. It's powerful. You always coming with the bars, man. Always, man. Hey, you inspired me, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Words.
Yeah, man. That's heavy mental right there.
I look at life a certain way, you know what I'm saying? Like being a narrator for the world or society. We in dark times right now, so you got to spread light, you know what I'm saying? Lend a helping hand. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even if you extend a hand out to somebody and they reject it, it's all good. You tried, you made an attempt. We come from the school of each one, teach one. Not everybody listened, you know what I mean? But they definitely probably paid attention. So I don't never stop what I'm doing. I keep proceeding on, proceed with the proceeding.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like this. Sometimes people could be around a group of people, they hear something, you speaking, dropping jewels and gems, and they like, yo, what are you talking about? This thing. But somebody in that crew might be listening like, yo, that was deep. And then they take that home with them. Because even though the others didn't want to listen, but that person is like, yo, that made sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't be in dummy land all your life. You know what I mean? So
I mean, you could be, you know, it's a choice. It's just a decision, you know.
Yeah, true fact.
A lot of people have decided that that's how they want to stay. So, you know.
What I always say is let them lay where they stay. You know what I mean? Your problem is not my problem, but we can find a solution together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A resolution to the issue.
Absolutely. Every day we wake up, we get a chance and we get a choice. So we have to make better choices.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I wake up with the affirmation every morning. Brand new day, brand new feeling. Let's get to it. You know what I mean?
Man.
And that's what I do every morning for years. You know what I mean?
If you could wake up and you still know your name and you got a reasonable portion of good health, you winning already. Yeah, you already got a victory on a day, you know?
Always thankful for opening my eyes. So when I open my eyes, that's what I say. I just sit on the side of the bed and I'm like, brand new day, brand new feeling. Let's get to it, Joe. We're gonna have a good day. You can make whatever day you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want to walk out the house miserable, you're gonna stay miserable. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to say, oh, it's gonna be a good day, you know what I mean? You're gonna have a good day no matter what.
Right. Yeah, I always try to set the tone for my day, regardless to whom or what, like the kind of day I want. Yeah. So, you know, but you know what I always admire is your ability to still be creative, you know, and get out of, you know, pull that creative stuff from wherever you pull it from in a time where so much depression out here, so much anxiety, there's so much pain. So, you know, I admire the fact that you can stay in that creative zone, you know, regardless of the noise that's always around, you know.
I had a lot of practice over the years, you know, being in different broken environments. So don't let that take control of the narrative of the story you represent. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, you cultivated that, you know what I'm saying? So that's a jewel for a lot of young people. Don't know how to do that. You know, they don't know how to separate themselves from the environment. You know,
you gotta. My thing is, I speak to my inner being. You know what I'm saying? And I just that's what practicing stillness is all about. Sit still for a moment.
Yeah.
You're doing too much. Sit still for a moment. Just readjust your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Recycle the energy, recalibrate yourself, and you be Gucci on the belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of hanging off the belt buckle.
Absolutely. You have
to. But how do you teach that to a young person? How do you teach that to a young person though?
I probably either
because you talking about a middle-aged man right now. You know, you got some wisdom and you got some common sense. But how do you get a young person to activate like that, to have that wherewithal? You know,
I speak to my son friends sometimes. You know what I'm saying? My son and friends be around, and I be talking. I don't talk to them. I speak with them. But I direct the conversation towards my son. But they listen. They be like, yo, your dad be he always be having that thing. And I'm like, yo, my son speak kind of the same thing, but that's why me and him have a little conversations. It's like talking to myself a little bit. But he tells me how some of the young people be, and I'm like, wow. So whatever he feeds off from me, he reach out with them. You know what I mean? He do blast off. They're young, you know what I'm saying? But he still speak with his friends though, because I'll be hearing the conversation. I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
But we in this
that
world
mean he was
right now.
listening.
Huh?
That mean he was listening.
Oh, he always be listening. He act like
and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You got to keep dropping them jewels, keep giving it to him. He's the next up and coming.
Right. That's the place where we got to be at. You know what I mean? There's too much going on out in this world. People want to put the blame on people, and that's why I said people, places, and things. I always tell them about that. You got to be careful. Matter of fact, I even said that to my supervisor last week. She was like, "What's going on with you?" I was like, "I'm cool." She was like, "You just seem quiet." I said, "Listen, I want you to take notice of this. People, places, and things. I can't be responsible for how somebody else feel. People come into this place, this workplace, with all type of energy on them. They thoughts, they mental, things from home, from wherever. But that's not my problem. That's their problem. So what I'm telling you is you pay attention to the too much. You feed into the garbage. You need to have more structure around the people. Don't listen to all that talk. You know what I mean? Like you the management. You know what I mean? You got to keep and find your place in this world of what you're doing. So I said, I'm cool. I'm just watching the people around the places with different things. That's it. She just looked at me when I was like, I just stared at her like,
that was too much for her.
Huh? She's the educator, not me. You know what I mean? So I wanted her to take that home with herself, being that you like to tell everybody how much of an educator you are. So educate yourself on what I just told you on that.
What, I mean, a lot of the educators, they fail at because they don't have common sense.
Right, man. Say that, brother. Say that. Common sense ain't that common.
So even when I'm at the workplace, people talk to me. When I be on my break, I drop a couple of gems here and there, by the standards that I live by. What I learned from up in Harlem and everywhere else. So they be like, yo, that's kind of deep. I'm like, no, it's not deep. That's just real stuff. You know what I mean? We got to pay attention in this world today. We living in darkness right now. So you got to keep extending yourself to keep light upon your vessel. You know what I mean?
Man.
So that's just where I'm at with it, man.
That's a blessing, man.
If you fellas got any more jewels and gems to spread out there, you know what I'm saying? The floor is yours.
Man, I just tell the people, man, if you're going through something, man, challenge that narrative. Sometimes we go through things and then we isolate. We might not be feeling right, and then next thing you know, our thoughts, we ain't having good thoughts, and then we'll go isolate. We won't connect with people. We won't talk to people because we taught to tough it out. You know what I mean? Whatever that meant. Man up, tough it out. We wasn't taught to deal with our feelings and emotions as youth. So a lot of times we don't know how. And so I just challenge people, like when you're going through something, challenge it. Just because your mind thinks it doesn't mean it's always real, and challenge that narrative. That's how people get stuck. They don't challenge the narrative that's keeping them where they at. So, just talk to people, and everybody don't got to go to mental health. You know what I mean? Mental health is cool, but and I do mental health, but when those Europeans was putting that stuff in the book, they ain't have us in mind. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm doing mental health with people of color, it's coming from a special place. It's not coming from a one size fits all thing that a white man put in a book for everybody, because that's not, we just different. We built different. So, I would encourage anybody that's dealing with anxiety, depression, talk to people. It helps a lot to talk to people, and challenge that narrative, because I didn't know that for a long time. I thought if I think it, then it must be true. If I'm a bad person or I'm a dumb person, if I thought it was true. I didn't know I could challenge that. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of youth don't know that they can challenge their narrative. you know. So that's what I encourage, man. I encourage whole person care. You know, take care of yourself, your mind, your body, and your spirit. You know, because you need all three of them to be whole.
I know
You
that's
know,
right.
Well,
for
I
real.
suggest people stop falling into limited beliefs, because limited beliefs are not necessarily the truth. And what happens is, a lot of times we continue to look at life through the lens of others,
Right.
opposed to embracing our own self. And when you begin to tap in and hit your reset button and tap into your inner self, that's when you find your greatness. That's when you start turning on the lights inside of your vessel, so you can start being who you were meant to be, not who you thought you were supposed to be.
Right.
And the minute we tap in, we become great.
Yeah.
True
That's
fact.
elevation right there.
Right.
That's how we evolve, you know.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, and the thing is, like, how do we go about and show these other people, you know what I'm saying, how to navigate around that concept of people, places, and things? What do we do? You know what I'm saying, as people in our culture? You know what I mean? How do we present that?
Well, first of all, we
Conversation,
got to
man.
continue to create platforms such as this to enlighten.
Yeah.
And we have to create other platforms where, as though they can see us doing positive things, reaching out, showing them a different way of thinking about things. You know, I ask a lot of my clients, what is another way for you to think of that? You looked at it from a negative point of view. What's a positive point of view?
Yeah.
Because we already know the answer, but sometimes we have to be challenged in order to pull that answer out.
Right. Helping people with perspective, you know. And I like to ask people, like, you going through this, what if your best friend was going through this? What would you tell your best friend? And then it's like a light bulb comes on. I would tell them to do this. Okay, so how come you don't apply it to yourself? You know?
Right.
So, yeah, man, it's perspective is everything, man. And once you can help somebody with a perspective, help them step outside of themselves and look at something from a different angle, that's the start of something good, you know?
Absolutely.
Sometimes they need a little help wrapping their head around things, and it has to be simplified. But a lot of times, I always tell them too, when I interact with certain people, I'm like, why are you listening to them? You know what I'm saying? You got to look within yourself. Nobody's perfect out in this world. You know what I mean? You learn from your mistakes and you carry on. You know, that's why people ask me about meditation. They be like, well, is it easy to do? I send them little links on things. I'm like, you can just sit still for a minute. Sit still. And just.
Well, that's hard for a lot of us because everybody can't turn it off. Everybody can't sit still.
Yeah, that's true. But I show them how I learned. I said it's a process. You know what I'm saying? School yourself on it. You know what I mean? I'll just tell it to them, throw them to the wolves or whatever. But I just tell them, look, leave things alone. And I tell them about that. It goes back to say people, places, and things. You know what I mean? Because I could be sitting around at work and just be somewhere else. And people be calling, I'm like, I just hold up a finger and be like, hold up. And I just keep my eyes closed and I'll be like this on it. You know what I mean? I ain't feeling sad and I'm just focused. I focus on discipline. And I think I tell them every week, you should work on yourself.
I usually use that same concept before I start with one of my clients. I allow them to center themselves before we start, so you can get rid of all of the distractions so we can deal with the matter at hand.
Yeah. Breathing. I always start with breathing, man. Let's take quiet time. Let's take 5 minutes, man, quiet time, and let's just breathe. Don't say nothing and just breathe. Let's just breathe. So right now, you already setting the tone. You know, so it is. That's important, man. I'm glad you said that, man. Getting centered. Like a lot of us is not centered. We off balance. We start off our day off balance. We don't set the tone. You know? Then you go into a chaotic workplace. You dealing with traffic, whatever it is. Then you just get away from your mission. You know, because now you caught up.
Yeah, true indeed.
So for sure, thank you for reminding us about that. staying centered, staying grounded.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You know?
That's what life is about. The scales of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Balance, grounded. You know what I mean? Just bringing it, breathing and inhaling, exhaling things into fruition. You know what I mean?
For sure,
Exhale
man.
all the
Just
bad shit, inhale the good stuff.
protecting your peace.
If a lot of people just took a few seconds and centered themselves, the jails wouldn't be as full as they are.
Man, for real.
Because you have the time to reevaluate what you was getting ready to do and figure out like, yo, it ain't even worth it.
Right.
I know that's right. True facts. Well, I got another poem for you fellas, man, in the audience out there in the Poetry Corner universe. This poem is called Post Office General. God controls all that is brought into existence, provider of the truth. Allow me to introduce whatever highly commissioned from out of what's to be. My writing hand free, same ones salute the real ones. Came from out of New York, born and raised in Harlem. Evolved in South Jersey where my pen game elevated. Became employed waiting on tables in a facility. Years later, I'm back in that environment passing meds. Sometimes we return, but we're in a different uniform. Fresh start, new spark, same heart around people. Age change, mindset higher than a know-it-all. Some hoping that I fall, let me change and read the final call. Peace. You know,
that was dope, yo. That was dope, man.
Like I said,
appreciate that.
You're welcome. Well, I always, my granduncle, right? He told me, he said, "You know who the post office general is?" I was like, "Nah, who?" He was like, "God." He said, "Don't he deliver messages to you?" I said, "Well, he's the mailman." He said, "No, he's the post office general. He makes sure you get those certain downloads and messages that's enveloped."
Wow.
You know what I mean? There's a certain way you have to open it. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So that's where the concept came from, like post office general.
Right. Nah, that's dope. That's dope. And you know what? It's funny you said that because I was thinking, I was like, this is divine order for everything, including how you govern your life. And when you stray away from that divine order, it shows. It shows. Like if you get out of your zone, it shows in how you deal with people, how you go about your business, how your health is affected, your mental state, everything. And it's like all you gotta do to reset is look at nature. Nature always go by divine order. The sun come up the same time, the moon come up the same time, everything. That's a divine order. And a lot of times we go against the grain with our own divine order, you know, and so we out of whack. And it shows everything is out of whack, you know. So I'm all about keeping things in order, man. And we, like the brother said, we peaceful people. So when I see a person, I got positive energy towards that person. I don't got to know him from a can of paint. Right. You know, I still got positive energy towards that person. And that's the thing. A lot of times, a lot of us in the streets, we looking at each other like negatively, you know what I mean? And we sizing each other up when we see each other in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like that happens all the time. And so, you know, I just try to come with the positive energy, man.
True facts.
Just try to be warm and inviting and be positive.
And you know, that's what changes you when you walk in the room. Your energy is like all over the place, and everybody trying to, yo, who is that right there? Because you brought that deep energy and you took over the room. When somebody comes with a negative energy, they walk in the room, you feel their vibe, and you be like, oh, it's time for me to go. This ain't for me.
It's heavy, right?
That's when you start tapping in, but a lot of us ain't tapped in. You know, we running around here, crowd pleasing,
and distracted. You know, a lot of people distracted with the phones. A lot of people distracted with the TV, the social media, and they don't take time to tap into themselves. And we see that a lot with young people, with older people. They ain't even taking no time to have some quiet time. I love solitude. Man, it's like I find out all the answers once I get away and I just sit still and be quiet. And it's like, it just start dropping. A lot of people don't do that. They got to be busy. They got to hear some music. TV got to be on. They got to be some life around them.
That's why
Man,
I go to
solitude.
the water, man.
That's your
Yeah.
recharge.
Right.
I go near that water,
Man.
man. I feel rejuvenated, breathing in that salt air. And I just walk, looking at the water, the clouds and everything. I'm like, do my little breathing.
We come from water. When you in the womb, you're surrounded by water. So it's going to have a natural effect on you when you see it. It's going to bring you peace. You know what I mean? So the fact that you tap in like that is good. Like you get to hit your reset button. You get to process everything you went through and get rid of what you don't need and keep what you do need. So it's a beautiful thing, and we got to do more of that. You know what I'm saying?
Even when I go down to the lighthouse in my area, the nature walk.
Yeah.
I just walk on the trail, be looking around and stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we have to start recognizing the same as you got garbage days when you take your garbage out, you have to do the same thing for yourself. Set aside your time. Let me get rid of my garbage.
Right.
Hey, execution, man. You know what I'm saying? People need to focus on that. You know what I mean? Don't feel like you can't reach out to somebody. You don't all the time need a therapist or a counselor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to, it's the titles. People get caught up on the titles. You know what I'm saying? I talked to a bum in the street because that bum was somebody at one time.
Exactly.
You know, it just, something caught up with him in life and he couldn't shake that. You know what I mean? But
true facts.
I get wisdom from everybody. I talk to young people and get some jewels. Like I'm not, it don't matter with me. You know, the human experience is a beautiful thing. So it's always something I could glean from somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I stay humble like that because you never know where you're going to get something profound or some information or something.
And you can always get energy from anywhere. Look what happened when I came out from Cali visiting you. When I put them 2 books in the air, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
My energy, I was recharged, reset, and I was like, boom. You know what I mean? So you can grab the energy if you want it. The energy is there, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Just be careful what energy you grab. You know what I mean?
Right. Because we still working on ourselves, man. Every day we still.
Thanks.
I don't know about y'all, but every day is a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My higher self is always fighting my lower self. You know what I'm saying? It's a boxing match. You know.
True facts.
That's because every day is going to present new challenges, and you have to find ways of meeting the new challenges.
Yeah.
Right.
And we not in panic mode no more. We surpassed that already.
Right.
We just adapting to whatever we have to adapt to so we can overcome.
Right.
Indeed.
It's a beautiful time right now. Like I said, it feels like there is a consciousness and awakening happening within our communities. Like people are knowing more like what time it is. Like even with the Kyrie stuff, if you're a layman person and you don't care about nothing, it piqued your interest. Like, dag, why they doing this to Kyrie? You know what I mean? So he got the average basketball fan looking at something other than what they used to doing, you know, just rather than just being entertained, you know. So I like what's happening with the young people. I really like how they activate, like how they get up for stuff. Like they not tolerating a lot of stuff, you know. They speak on things. They real passionate about, you know, what they passionate about, and I'm loving that. You know, it's just the coping skills, man. A lot of young people don't have no coping skills. I see a lot of young people getting coddled. I see a lot of parents that want to be their kids' best friends instead of their parents.
Thanks.
Like there's no the boundaries is blurred, you know. And I see a lot of that, you know, because it's not a phenomenon that young people are having. Young people, that been going on for ages. Mm-hmm. But for this era, it seems like the common sense is out of the window. Like the coping skills is like where they at? Like they never developed them. So,
well, you know, we're dealing with an age of entitlement. You know, the average young person, they want to be grown quick.
Yeah,
you know, they believe they entitled to do things, and there's no rite of passage anymore.
Right.
I'm just supposed to be able to do this because I'm 18.
Right.
No, you got to earn this.
Right.
And that's the problem. Right. You know, they're not earning things, so they're discombobulated because they don't understand. When you earn something, you appreciate it different.
Facts.
If I just give it to you, okay, you gave it to me, so what?
Right.
But when you got to go out there, you got to earn something, you value that. And that's
right.
What's going on. They lack value.
Yeah.
True. Definitely on that.
Or they putting value in material things.
Mm-hmm.
You know? They looking at who got this car, who got this bling on, who got these clothes on, and they judging and they judge each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you not this or you not that because you don't wear this or you don't wear that. So
absolutely,
that's painful. That's painful to watch.
That's some fads and them trends they caught in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's their new Bible. Fads and trends.
Right. Right. Wow. It's painful to see it. You know, it's painful to see the people on it like that. Like, you know, just to be materialistic, chasing the American dream that we never was included in that American dream. So it's like when people get a certain status, they feel like they made it. It's hard to say you made it when other people is struggling still. You know, a lot of these celebrities, they don't even take care of their whole family.
Facts. I know.
It's like
let's be all out there too.
As long as we keep zooming in on the television and the music, we're gonna continue to be lost.
Right.
You know? A lot of times we don't understand when you start listening to the music takes over your mind. You get engulfed into the beat and you start going with that beat, and then you're listening to allowing the garbage to filter in.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that becomes part of who you are, and you ain't even know.
That's why everything is a jingle. Mm-hmm. Everything is a jingle, you know?
Yeah.
Once you get that jingle in a kid's head, they repeating it.
Mm-hmm.
True facts. Word.
Look at the radio. The radio could put something in rotation, playing it. You might be like, that's garbage. 2 weeks, you'd be like,
sing. You know all the lyrics.
Yeah.
You like, I hate that song. Next thing you know, you singing it. Next thing you know, you bobbing to it. Well, they don't call it TV and radio programming for nothing.
Absolutely.
You know?
True indeed. Well, fellas, do you have any last closing words for the people out there in the world, the Poetry Corner universe?
Stay focused, and the hard part, stay encouraged. A lot of people don't know how to encourage themselves. They're looking for somebody else to encourage them. Stay encouraged. Encourage yourself. Stay focused and stay encouraged.
True facts. Basim?
Pay attention. Stop living in the dark. Turn on your light. Embrace yourself. And everything else will fall into place.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Amen to that.
When we close out, just hang in there. We're gonna be talking backstage. Everybody, I like to say thanks for tuning in tonight. Another episode of Poetry Corner Eastside Connection, episode 3 with Destin and Brother Basim. We'll see you next week. Peace, love, and poetry. And we out.
Peace.